Oh, I definitely had loving parents. Really looked after us, and really remember my mum always being there and dad being out trying to make money for us and put food on the table. But that also brought, I feel, a lot of stress to my dad, and he would often bring that stress home. And I can still vividly remember moments where I could really feel like afraid and scared at times. I think for me the biggest reason my relationship with my dad was the way it was in my late teens was really because of the people I was hanging out with. Being away from home all the time, sneaking out of home when I was meant to be at school, leaving school early to go out and have fun with my mates, and my dad didn't really want to borrow me after that. I ended up making my way for about a week to Surfers Paradise in the Gold Coast, and as you make your way down to the beach, there's a set of stairs, and on the left-hand side there was a bush, and I took all my belongings and I would store them in there, and obviously I would go to work, and after work I would just come back to Surfers and party for the night. And that was a cycle that I went through for that weekend. I began to realize how much of a hole I was in. I didn't have anybody to turn to, that this could potentially be what my life looks like for a little while. And I was afraid of what the next day was going to bring. My dad would try to call me almost every week, but I'll just hang up on him. It was all about me, myself, and I. What can I get? What can I do to make my life better? What can I do to have more fun? I had no thought of my family at all. I just wanted to do me. And a few months into my time over in Australia, my mum says, your dad cries for you every single day. Every time you hang up the phone, he cries like a cry that I've never heard before. And to hear that coming from my mum, it started to hit home after a while. My uncle called me and he said to me, hey, son, did you want to go out for dinner? I said, sure, that'll be awesome. Yeah, so he said we were going out for dinner, but that we needed to stop off somewhere before we got a bite to eat. That place we ended up stopping off at was a church. And I remember walking into this church and thinking to myself, why am I here? I'm hungry. I want to go get a bite to eat. And so I sat in the back left corner and I just sat there the entire night, not thinking or speaking to anybody. And I remember when the pastor got up, he got up to speak and he spoke about the prodigal son. And I started to realize how much that story applied to my life at the moment. As a little boy, all I wanted to do was make my dad proud. That's all I wanted. And that story, even today, still sounds extremely loudly in my mind and in my heart. At the end of the service, I made my way out of the row and I walked all the way up to the front end and I stared this pastor straight in his face. And I remember saying to him, I want to know Jesus. I want him to take me home. All that hurt and all that pain, it just got brushed away. And it was just an open door for me just to forgive my dad and show him some love and for me to receive that love back from him. I've got a wife now, I got a son of my own, and that moment taught me how to love my son unconditionally as a real step forward for me in my Christian walk.